Chapter 33. Guilt. Lydia. You want to hit the party tonight? Trisha asks a couple of weeks later at lunch in the cafeteria. It's Wednesday, I say. So? I shake my head. Not tonight. Don't tell me, Trisha exaggerates a sigh, you have to study. You know I'm trying to take this seriously. Yeah, but ever since you started that job, it's like you don't want to do anything. It's been over a month now, and I feel like we barely see you. It hasn't been a month, I say, hesitating. More like a month and a half, Prez chimes in. And Trisha is right. You never want to do anything anymore. Just come tonight. Everyone is going to be there. I look up from my lasagna. I have no interest in going out anymore. Getting hit on doesn't give me the same thrill it used to. I have to study. And we still do lots of stuff together. Not nearly as much. Prez is frowning. We went out last weekend, and we're going to the hockey game on Saturday. And we went to Antigua. Even when you're with us, you're not really there, Trisha says. I've just been putting more effort into my studies. My face is burning. It's not a complete lie, but it's not exactly the truth either. I'm trying to get my grades up. Professor Turner said she might be able to get me an internship next summer. Just come by if you change your mind, Trisha says. I will. And I'll make more of an effort to live in the moment. I grab my tray. But right now, I have to go. See you. I bus my tray and hurry home to the apartment. It has not been a month, has it? I check my calendar. It has. I've been sleeping with Wes for a month. I can't remember the last time I was with the same guy for an entire month. But we're not really together. It's just sex. He's made that very clear. I put those thoughts out of my head, something I've become better at doing lately, and focus on my studies. The internship at an actual TV station is looming in the distance, and I realize I want it. When Professor Turner first brought it up, my heart nearly stopped. It's not a done deal by any means, but she told me if I keep doing some extra credit and get my grades up, I might have a good chance. Lydia. I look up from my laptop. Ellie is in the door on her phone. Yeah. I'm ordering food. You want some? I'm thinking sushi. Sure. Fish is good for the brain, right? Ellie takes my order and leaves. I get back to the video I'm working on when my phone buzzes. It's a gif of two hockey players slamming into the glass in slow motion. Their faces are in full view, and it's cut to look much more suggestive than I know it is. This could be us, winking face. I shake my head. Wes does this sometimes, sends me things he thinks are funny or sexy. I put my phone aside. The food will be here in a bit, and I want to get this done. After a while, my phone buzzes again. This time, it's a gif of a hockey player warming up. I've seen this move before. There must be some muscle or other it's good for, but it looks like he's humping the ice. Want to be the ice, winking face. That's the first time I've seen you smile genuinely in a while, Ellie says. I put the phone away. And wipe the smile off my face. Is the food here? In the kitchen. I get up and leave my room. My room that is less messy than it usually is. Maybe it's because I'm spending more time there, or because I haven't been going out as much. But I like that it's not covered in clothes and makeup. At some point, I started caring about things like that. Tidying my room. Especially before Wes comes over. It's not like I've changed. That's not it. I wouldn't change for a man. Especially one that just wants sex. Sure, he's fun to be with and I like waking up next to him, but it's just sex. I cast a last glance at the bed. He's spent the night a couple of more times. When Ellie and Dee have been away. Or when I've been certain Ellie is spending the night at Dee's. Judging by how he reacted when they caught him driving me home, I don't want to risk anyone seeing him with me. Not that I care. I don't. But his reaction hurt. Even when we see each other at parties, we pretend we're strangers. I'm just glad I haven't seen him with anyone else. Ellie is unpacking the sushi, and I notice I'm hungry. Ellie hesitates and I instinctively freeze. I'm not sure I want to know what she's about to say. I've noticed you seem to be doing better, Ellie finally says without looking at me. Last year I think you weren't doing so good, but recently you've been smiling again. Guilt hits me like a bucket of ice water, and my hand moves to my scar. Am I forgetting them? I haven't been smiling. It's a good thing, Ellie says. You should smile. No. Nothing's changed. It's still my fault. Somehow I forgot that. I forgot that I'm responsible. I grab my food and head back to my room. Lydia, I just want you to be happy. I slam the door to shut out her words, her kindness. Not a single part of me deserves it. I gasp for air as the tears come. How could I forget? I try to put it out of my mind. I set down my food and take a bite. It tastes like ash. I turn back to my studies, but my head is spinning. My mind is flooded and it's all too much. I reach for my phone and ignore my first instinct. I can't call Wes because it's just sex. So I find Trisha's number. I text her. Then I turn up the music and get ready.
Chapter 34. Closure. Wes. It's a regular Wednesday night at the hockey house, and everyone is getting ready to go out. Some frat or other is holding a party, and my roommates insist that we all go there. I check my phone one more time. She hasn't responded. I don't know what that means. But I do know that I need to take my mind off it before I text her every gif known to man. So I style my hair and go downstairs where Liam and Ethan are filming a video. It's the latest dance craze, and I watch them retake it 3 times before they're happy with it. They're high-fiving each other when the doorbell rings, so I go to answer. "Hi," Chloe says and looks up at me. "Chloe." I cross my arms and lean against the doorframe. "Can we talk?" She tilts her head to one side and I sigh. "Sure." Leaving her to follow me, I move inside and glare at Ethan and Liam, warning them to behave. I grab some water from the fridge. "What do you want to talk about?" She glances at the others, but I refuse to take her upstairs. If she wants to talk to me, she's going to have to do it with Ethan and Liam arguing about captions and hashtags in the background. She sits at the island, and I lean back against the counter, far away from her. "I've missed you." She smiles as if the words solve all our problems. When I don't answer, she continues. "And I've been doing some thinking. When we were together, I think I got blind to what was in front of me. You were always so nice to me and treated me like a princess." I cringe when I realize I used to call her that. And then I called Lydia princess. It almost makes me sick to my stomach. "And yet you cheated on me," I say coldly. She startles and looks over at Ethan and Liam. They seem engrossed in the phone, but I can tell they're listening. "I shouldn't have done that. And I promise it won't happen again. We're good together, Wes. You have to admit that. We had some great times." She gives me a suggestive look, and I wonder how many times I've listened to this speech from her before. We've broken up several times, and I would beg her to take me back. Not this time. I used to get so happy and excited at the thought of having a perfect relationship with her, but it was never good. She would prey on my need to be with someone, and infested herself into my routines so much I couldn't imagine life without her. It's only in the last month that I've realized. "Did your boyfriend break up with you?" I take a sip and try not to sound too cruel. She blushes. "I've always been in love with you. I just needed a break." "Well, guess what?" She gives me a dazzling smile. "Break's over." A month ago, I would have jumped at the chance. I would have rushed to get back together with her. But waking up with Chloe was never the same as waking up with Lydia. Never. Together, we can make things right. We can be happy again. Together. You and me, Wes. Just like it should be. She gets up and walks around the island. Remember how happy we were? We can get there again. She reaches out a hand and puts it on my arm. I wait. There's nothing. No reaction from my body, no urge to touch her back. I don't think so. I move away from her. Her hand drops to her side and she looks stunned. There was a time when I fell for her act every single time. But that time is over. My feelings for her have changed. If they ever existed. They must have. Don't you miss us? We weren't good, Chloe. Maybe at first. Maybe before the cheating and the fighting. But I don't want it back. I tried to please you because I thought I loved you. But you never cared about me, and I can see that now. Of course I loved you. She reaches out a hand for me, but I move further away. No, Chloe. We're over. What about Max? You can't just abandon Max. I'll never abandon her. You know I want her. But I want her more than I want you. But you can't do this. I'm ready to take you back. It's too late. Is there someone else? She glares at me. Soft, silky locks and the smell of lavender and coconut fill my mind. It doesn't matter. I have no interest in being with you ever again. You can't be serious. She's moved into anger. I was ready to take you back, to let you spend more time with Max. But if this is how you're going to be acting, then I guess I'll just give you time to think about it. She storms to the door. There's nothing to think about, I say as I follow her. We're done. She makes an annoyed sound and stomps off. I watch her leave for a moment before I close the door and go back to the living room. Brick sticks his head out of his room with a raised eyebrow. He must have heard the whole thing. JD is standing on the stairs, and as I walk into the living room, he starts applauding. Ethan and Liam join in. I roll my eyes. Fuck you guys. JD puts an arm around my shoulders. I can't believe you finally broke it off with her. You're a free man at last. Ethan hands me a drink. Now you can start hooking up with the bunnies that have been throwing themselves at you. We should get you laid, Liam says as I toss back the drink. I shake my head. I don't want that. What I want is Lydia. But the way she practically jumped out of bed to make sure Ellie didn't see me makes me think my feelings are not reciprocated. But you're finally free, JD says. We're not going to let you slip back into your old patterns. Chloe is a finished chapter. You need to move on. Forward. It's settled, Liam says. Tonight, we're going to make sure you find someone to hook up with. I try to protest, but my opinion has stopped mattering. They're all so happy to be rid of Chloe. I ignore them and have another drink. As soon as there is music and women in short skirts around us, they'll forget all about me.